everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night TeamViHOPE call. This call is hosted by 100-pound club members, and we all just share our stories, and we share our transformations, and we share our struggles, and we share our incredible journeys on this challenge. Tonight's call is all about being inspired and inspiring others to get to NST or to some of our local events, and we have some amazing stories for you tonight. My name is Dawn Ritter, and my husband Sam and I are your hosts this evening. We're from St. Genevieve, Missouri, and we're both national directors, 100-pound losers, and members of TeamViHOPE. We started our adventure with Vi almost 4 years ago, and we were almost at 300 pounds apiece, and we just really needed something to save us, and the challenge helped us to save ourselves. And mostly it was an incredible group of supporters that we have kind of made our family along the way. There's nothing like that. My most memorable event, since that's kind of what we're talking about tonight, was NST in LA. It was 3 weeks ago, or 3 years ago this week, and it was this huge, massive event, and I was a finalist in the active category, and active was not something that I thought of myself, so it kind of seemed silly to me. I had lost all this weight. I'd lost almost 60 pounds at that time, and I'd done a couple 5Ks, but as I stood up there, I realized that active is exactly what I had turned my life into, and it was the first time in a long time that I was proud of the path that my health was on, because I was an example of what the challenge could do and how it could change our lives. The attention there was absolutely crazy, and it just kind of humbled me because I was this wallflower, and I just kind of hid behind other people, and I stood on stage, and I was just totally overwhelmed by stories, and I knew that all I wanted to do from then on was to share with others, to share my story and my husband's story. Now, we've been to every event since then, and they look forward to they're packed full of information. And it's also where we find our family. We find the people who have shared our struggles and shared our triumphs. So anyway, I'm sure that Sam will share more of that with you in a little bit. And now we are on to Edgar Walker. He is one of our newest 100-pound members. And I was privileged enough to do his welcome call to TeamViHOPE the last time he shared his story on one of our calls. And his story actually brought me to tears at Chicago RST a few months ago. So, Edgar, are you on the line?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Okay,
thank you. So, as you said, I am a new 100-pound club member. I got to join the 100-pound club a few weeks ago in Chicago. A little bit about my story is 5 years ago, my mom passed away, and my mom passed away from complications of obesity that could have been fought. She had high blood pressure. She was diabetic. And when my mom passed away, I was only 21, and my sister was only 12 at the time. And I took on legal guardianship of my little sister, and she lived with me, and finally she told me, she's like, if you keep eating the way that you are going to die, and I'm going to stop loving you. And that literally put a knife through my heart, and it hurt me, and I didn't know what to do. And so I tried everything under the sun. I tried starving myself, and I'm pretty sure anybody in the 100-pound club knows all of the fad diets that are out there that we could try. And I walked into Starbucks, of course, depressed and upset, and I wanted to change, and I was ordering a sugary drink, of course, and Jody Bernhardt, a Vi model, was in there, and she just spoke to me, and she didn't even tell me about Vi at first. What's really funny is she just said hi to me, and she's super amazing, and if any of you have met her, you know that she's super sweet. And so I did what my mom always taught me to do, is you buy a woman a drink. So I bought her tea, actually, at Starbucks, and she said, I want to be your friend on Facebook. You're so kind. And so we became friends on Facebook, actually, and I saw everything that she was doing with Vi, and I took it as a sign from God that this is what I need to be doing. And so I called her up, and I met her, and I tried the shake, and, of course, our shake tastes like cake, and it tastes amazing, and I ordered the transformation kit, and after my first 90 days, I lost 75 pounds. I have hit my 100-pound mark. I'm now currently down 145 pounds. I am registered to do 3 5Ks this summer. I just actually did the first one. I did an Irish jig 5K. I did not drink green beer. I'm still staying true to my Vi commit. As most of you know, we have 2 weeks left, and I actually did another Vi commit because I absolutely crushed my first one. So my second one is I wanted to do push-ups every single day. That's what our team is doing, so I've been doing push-ups every single day. My arms are getting huge. And so I have 2 more 5Ks scheduled, and I am ready to be a Vi lifer. And as many people know, I'm very excited for Orlando because hopefully next week on Monday they announce me as the regional male weight loss champion. And so I'm super excited, and I can't wait to see you all in Florida. And I'm excited to share my story with people in person, and I'm excited to meet more of the 100-pound club members, and we're adding more and more every single day.
So, Edgar, is this your first NST?
This will actually be, I went to NST last year. So I was in Missouri, and so this is my first, because we do 2 a year. So I was in Missouri in October.
You were in Kansas City.
Correct. And so this will actually be my second one.
Oh my gosh. And I'm just going to tell you, it's just the first one, I was totally overwhelmed. My very first one was in St. Louis. And then my second one was in LA. So your second one, you're kind of going to be like, oh my gosh, I get to do this again. And then the next one, you'll just look more forward to that and more forward to that. What was your first Vi commit? You said that you crushed it. What was it?
My first
Vi out for a minute. So.
Oh, I'm sorry. My first Vi commit was to lose 20 pounds within the 90 days, and I crushed it.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations. Thank you for sharing your story. I can't wait to see you in Florida. I know that you're not real far away from us right now, so but we'll see you in Florida. And thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And now you're welcome. Now I have the pleasure of introducing the man who literally drugged me, and I mean drugged me, to my first challenge party with Nick and Ashley, and who is ultimately responsible for bringing the challenge into our lives. So I would say my better half, but he would say my other half. So Sam, the call's all yours.
Well, Dawn, it doesn't matter if it's better half, other half. The important thing is that we're half the people we used to be when we started the challenge. Hi, everyone. My name's Sam Ritter. That was my wife, Dawn. Her and I began the challenge just over 3 years ago, actually about 3.5 years ago now. In my first 90 days on the challenge, I lost 51 pounds. After those 90 days, we continued to lose, and the following year, we became part of a select group of 100-pound lost club couples in ViSalus. What's really nice is that actually another one of the ViSalus 100-pound couples is actually some of our friends we went to high school with, so that's kind of neat. Anyway, I've lost a total of 112 pounds thanks to the challenge. And I tell you, I remember going to my first event. We talked about NST, but some of the other events we go to, like the regional event, I remember going to my very first regional event. It was 60 days into my very first challenge. And while standing in line to get registered, get our bracelet to get into the door, I began talking with the guy in line. And I was just absolutely floored when he said he had lost over 100 pounds, and then he showed me his before and after pictures. And I did not even understand what was possible with the challenge at that time. You know, I was trying to lose 50 pounds in 90 days, and that was all I was focused on. The idea that you could go and follow this plan, that you could be on the challenge and lose 100 pounds or 200 pounds, and we have friends now that have lost 300 pounds, that was unimaginable. It wasn't even on my radar of what was possible. And that event, showing up at that event, standing there talking with people who had been there and been with the company and done this on the challenge, that introduction to what we call our 100-pound club, that is what made me see what was possible on the challenge. It was that moment that I was inspired to go beyond the small goal I had set for myself. And today I'm happy to say some of my best friends in this world are friends I've made in this group of exceptional Vi stories here at Team ViHOPE and our 100-pound club. Now, one of the things, I'll just tell you a quick when we started, we started with the transformation kit. And what's great is now we always ask for the everything kit because we started using all the different products, all the different foods, all this healthy snacks and everything that comes from Vice House. And now they have these, basically you build it your own custom kit. And that's what we have now. So we get Shake Mix, NutriBars, the Vitrim, the ViSlim Pro Go, Raspberry Neural, and a case of Neon. It's over $400 worth of healthy food in this kit. It gets delivered to our house, free of shipping, and using our VIP reward points we build up every month. It's completely free. It just costs $30 for the tax on what it would have cost if we'd had to pay for it, which we just love. And normally we'd have a lot more Neon in there, but this month we got to cut back because they have an extra Neon special going on right now for March Madness. So you buy 2 cases of Neon, you get free shipping on that, and that's available to everyone out there. So hopefully you guys jump on that by going to offers.vi.com. All right, so I'll stop talking about our wonderful healthy food products, and we're going to talk to one of our good friends, Sami Batshon. Sami, we've known her for a little while now, and I just love hearing her. I've shared her story on my Facebook page on many, many occasions, and I can't wait for y'all to hear what Sami has to say. Sami, are you there?
I am here.
Great. Tell us your story, Sami.
All right. Well, to make a long story short, since it's been a little over 2 years now, I got challenged by Dr. J. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but he's out here with me in the East Bay in California. But he pretty much handed me shake and was like, here, you wanted to lose weight, you'll lose weight on this shake. And I looked at him and I thought he was a nut. So I had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I was pre-diabetic. I weighed well over 350. I was 368, I think, the day that I started. And I literally was a walking heart attack. My doctor was worried about me. She's like, you have to do something. I've tried Weight Watchers. I've done the HCG diet. I've done every diet possible. But when he handed me the shake, and I'm like, I guarantee you the shake is not going to make me lose weight. Like I did buy because I wanted to prove him wrong. And 28 days later, I lost 15 pounds. I'm like, I still don't believe you. Then I kept going. I lost 40 pounds in my first challenge. Then I haven't stopped, and now I'm down 135 pounds to date, running for female weight loss champ out for the West Coast. And when I started, I originally started on the shake kit, but once I got into it, I ended up switching over to the transformation kit and then the fuel kit and then back to the transformation kit and then back to, like you guys said, the everything kit. So, yeah, not only did I lose this 135 pounds, I'm down to a size 14, which I've never been into. I could fit a Victoria's Secret bra, which I've never fit into. And I quit smoking 4 months after I started the challenge, and I had smoked for 22 years. So ultimately, the challenge literally has saved my life. So I owe my life to Vi.
That's great, Sami. And that's, you did a video last year, I think, whenever you were on RST in California. And it just brought tears to my eye listening to your story. I love hearing that. Now, you were a regional champ at Kansas City last year. Is that correct?
I was.
Tell us about that experience.
Oh, my gosh. That was nerve-wracking, incredible. It was really fun. I got to meet people that I probably would not have met, and I'm friends with them now. It was just, I don't know, it was just amazing because you get to stand up there with people who have accomplished, somewhat of the similar goals that you have, and you're sharing, a moment with them that you'll never, ever forget. And then, people are taking pictures and posting them, and you're like, oh, I'm in that picture. So it's pretty neat. Nick comes back there and talks to you. You get a medal, and they, pump you up, and it's really, really cool. It's a really great experience.
That's great. And remember, Sami, regional champ, you wear that medal every time you go to one of these events. That's one of the great things about these events. You come, you wear that medal even as a regional champ. You come wear that event, you wear that medal so people know who you are. I know Dawn, whenever she was up on stage at NST in Los Angeles a couple of years ago, she made friends with the other ladies backstage, and some of them we stayed in contact with. And that's what I love about ViSalus. It really is a family. Some of the other people that were up on stage in Kansas City, like Jonathan Robinson, who won in the male weight loss, we're friends with these people. These are our family, and I love that. Thanks so much, Sami, for talking.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we talk a little bit about regional champ, and for those that are still a little bit new to what ViSalus does, really, we talk about the challenge. The challenge is really 3 different challenges. What we're talking about with being regional champ, we're talking about the 90-day challenge. And what that is you enter, you start the challenge, you do it for 90 days, you pick a goal out on what you want to accomplish in those 90 days, and at the end of those 90 days, you go and you enter your results. And twice a year at our national conventions, the NST, that's in April, and then later in the fall when we have our Vitality National Conference, we'll have regional champs picked out of the various regions that will be up on stage as finalists, and one of those will be crowned champion in one of our 3 different categories, and then both male and female. So we actually have six ways you can win, I believe, unless I'm wrong. Someone can yell at me later if I'm wrong. And what's really neat is with the Vi Commit right now, they want everyone to enter their results, because when you enter your results after 3 months, when you enter your results for the Body by Vi Challenge, is you're going to get a 4th month of product for free. So whatever your lowest monthly delivery was on the previous 3 months, you're just going to get it for free. I mean, who else is just going out there and giving you product for free just for entering your results and having a chance to win? And that's great. Now, the other 2 challenges, like I said, we have 3. The Project 10 Challenge, that's just trying to lose 10 pounds of fat or gain 10 pounds of muscle, and you can enter to win at any time. You don't have to wait until the designated times of the year. You just go to enter.vi.com. You can enter your Project 10 results anytime you want to. You'll get one of the I Lost Her, I Built It shirts, and we'll actually send 90 meals to feed kids for free in your name. And that's a great thing to do. And the newest one we have, which will actually be simply completing the first round of it, is the Vi Life Challenge, which for a lot of people, we just want to reward them for being consistent on the challenge. So for those that have maintained a consistent challenge for 12 months, for a full year cycle, we're going to reward you for what we call the Vi Life Challenge. And here in April at NST will be the first time we ever reward anyone for our new Vi Life Challenge. So I am excited for that. I can't wait to get there. I finished my Vi Life Challenge. I hope everyone else has as well. So anyway, that's the 3 challenges that we have, and we're talking about the 90-day challenge specifically right now because Sami was a regional champ, Dawn was a regional champ, Edgar a regional champ, and here our next person, Chris, I believe in Fort Lauderdale last year, he was part of a couple entry into the Body by Vi Challenge. I believe you were a regional finalist or a regional champ and a finalist last year. Is that correct, Chris?
It is.
Awesome. Tell us about your story.
Okay, I started ViSalus in 2011. I was 392 pounds. I had diabetes, high cholesterol. I was taking meds for depression and anxiety. A friend introduced me to ViSalus, and I started taking it. I really didn't get into it because of the depression. So I kind of 40 or 50 pounds I lost in the first year, pretty much just sitting on my couch. And then my friend, she'd went to an event and she'd seen Eric Rose named champion, and she told me, she said that I was gonna be the guy from our team that was gonna cross that stage. And at the time I told her no, I would never be up in front of people. That wasn't me. I couldn't do it. And then I made it to an event in LA, and I was up on the stage for the first time with the 100-pound club. And I met Eric on stage, and Hulk was there, and it started making me think that I wanted to do more. And so I came back, and I started doing I was still working on the weight loss, but my mind started shifting to active. I wanted to be an active champion. So I started doing more active stuff. I started walking every day, and now I'm up to 10 miles a day at least. And last year I walked 4,000 miles. And that's kind of my goal is I want to be active champion at some point. And so I'm going to keep on working on that staying active every day to keep on throwing up numbers and keep on throwing my name in the ring so I have a chance at that active champion, because that's really what I want.
That's great, Chris. I'm friends with Chris on Runkeeper, which is a tracking app, and I constantly am bombarded every day with Chris's progress on what he did that day. And Chris, just tell me a little bit about the mental side of what it takes just to get out there every single day and get after it every single day.
Well, for me, it's we're on the West Coast, so I wake up and I see Facebook and I see people have already done something. And that was something that got me going in the beginning, was that people were doing it, so I needed to at least do something to add to it. You keep on doing that. And with my depression and anxiety, it became something that I have to do every day. I have to get out there. I have to, rain, snow, sleet, whatever it is, get out and just get out there in nature. And it helps me. I still have a little anxiety sometimes, but the depression isn't anywhere near where it was before. But it's just something that I need to do. And people have come to the track that they live close by, and they'll see me walking, and they'll come over and say, we sit at our couch and we watch you walk around that track all day long, and you inspire us, so we come out and walk a little bit. And so every time I hear something like that, it's like I know somebody's there watching, and somebody needs what I needed. So every day I get up, I think maybe this is the day that somebody hasn't seen what I'm doing, so today I need to do it so they can see it. That's kind of my day now.
Chris, I just love what you said about that, how you look at what other people have done that day, and they inspire you to go and do what you do, because I know when I see what you're doing, that inspires me to get out and do what I need to do. And I think you're right. Just getting out and being active and doing something, we talk about the challenge. It's 80% what you eat, and 20% is still out there about what you do physically, and getting out and doing something just it uplifts us in a positive way. I think it really brings a positive outlook in what we're looking at. It gives us positive energy, and I love that, and I love seeing you doing that, because I know it inspires me, and then I feel better. And that's kind of what our theme was tonight, was be inspired by others, but then be inspiring to others. And Chris, I think you're a perfect example of that, and I love seeing your name pop up on my notifications on my phone every day when I see you went out and done your walk. It's an awesome story, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Well, gang, I tell you what, this has been a pretty awesome call tonight. And truthfully, the three people we had on here, I know these people. I've heard their stories before. And I couldn't be happier to be involved in sharing these great, inspiring stories tonight. And I hope that you take a little something from each one, whatever it might be, so that you can be inspired by them, and then go out and turn that around and inspire those around you. Like Chris said, I love that about just him going out and doing what he needs to do. People watch that. They see that. People he doesn't even know who they are, they come out and they see it. And hopefully that inspires them to go and better themselves. And that's what we try to do here, is we want to help everyone better themselves. And no matter whether you've been with ViSalus for 3 years like us, or whether you're just getting started, no matter what your ultimate goals are, the full goal we have here at TeamViHOPE is to simply let you know what is possible on the challenge. For me, that was the key when I went to my first event, was learning what was possible. And no matter what your goal is, I want you to know that it is possible. When I started, I just wanted to lose 50 pounds, 90 days. That was it. I didn't even know if that was possible, but I just said, that's my goal. 90 days later, 51 pounds later, I knew it was possible. So when I began to meet these 100-pound club losers at the regional and national events, my eyes were completely open to what else could be possible for me. And when I left the first event, I was only 60 days into my first challenge. I had lost 40 pounds, okay? I was doing great as far as I'm concerned, but I had my eyes were small on what I saw was ahead of me. But when I left that event, I knew I had bigger goals ahead of me than before. Knowing what was possible, I raised my eyes up and I saw that I could achieve something better, something different. And one of the things I did was when I got home, I picked up my driver's license. Now, on my driver's license, I've had the exact same weight since I was 16 years old, and I first got it when I was a sophomore in high school. It said 185 pounds. I've never changed it over the years. No one's asked me to change it. I never asked them to change it because, hey, 185 sounded good to me as I was getting older. All right? But the truth is my weight had ballooned up to 290 pounds when I started the challenge. But that lie, that high school sophomore year weight on my driver's license, that became my new goal because I knew it was possible. It didn't happen overnight. Okay, my next 90 days I lost 51 pounds, so it didn't happen overnight. But I continued to set new 90-day goals. Every time I finished one, I set a new goal. But I knew ultimately my goal was that 105-pound mark, to go from 290 down to 185. And it was just a little over a year after that very first event I went to when I stepped on that scale and I looked down and I saw exactly, not 1 ounce more or less, 185 pounds. And that right there was one of those beautiful, magical days when I knew what was possible had came to fruition. But I don't know that I would have ever seen that possibility, that I would ever have seen that could happen if I hadn't attended that very first event. I can look back now after attending over a dozen events since then, and I can say that each one, every single one was important to me. It was important to my challenge. It was a continual part of moving forward and being inspired, keeping me from being complacent, because I saw all these incredible new stories. To me, my story is old, all right? I lost my 100 pounds 2 years ago, all right? So it's old to me, but every time I get to a national event, I get to NST, I'm inspired by the results that others are finding on the challenge. We talk about Chris, he lost weight, but he's also the active part of it. That inspires me. One other side of it, guys, is also BiSalus is about life, health, and prosperity, and we all need that energy, the knowledge, and inspiration that comes from these events. Last year in Fort Lauderdale, we had a brand new friend. We just met him that week who roomed with us for the week. He had been a promoter for a couple months and really hadn't taken off. He didn't hit Rising Star, Director, or anything like that. He left that NST so on fire because of what he had seen there. He went out and hit Regional Director that month, broke another Regional Director that month, and right now him and his wife between the two of them are hitting consistently $5,000 to $7,000 of personal sales every single month. Okay, and he was on the challenge. He was on the regional leaderboard for this most recent challenge. And that's what attending a single event, just one single event, can do for one person. And I ask you, what will being at NST in Orlando in 2 weeks do for you? What new possibilities will you find at NST? And I will also say, for any new listeners out there, or whether you're not even on the challenge yet, you're just thinking about it. All right, you haven't got started yet. All I can ask is, what are you waiting for if you haven't started yet? We have a 90-day results guarantee, and right now, if you order before the end of March, not only do you have a 90-day results guarantee, but after those 90 days, we're going to give you the 4th month free. All you have to do is just enter your results, okay? We also have the custom kits, so you get exactly the products you need at a discounted price. You get the ability to get those monthly delivers sent right to your front door for free. And you can choose to promote the products like many of us do, but you don't have to. Your rep's happy to service you, whether you want to be a promoter or you just want to be a customer. There's no hassle for many of us. And at the end of the day, you're filling up your kitchen with some of the best tasting, healthy, nutritious groceries on the market at a heavy discount and maybe even free like we're getting them. All it takes for you to get started. And for those who are wanting more out of their challenge, all I can say is get to NST. It doesn't matter if you're a promoter or a customer. Meet us down in Orlando. If you want to get the most out of your challenge and get all the best training and information on our products, you won't find a better deal than the price of a 3-day ticket for NST. Plus, it's sunny Orlando. We're bringing our family with us. We're coming early. We're going to enjoy the sights, go to some parks. At NST, our 12-year-old boy loves coming. He loves the music. He loves the stories. Last time we were in Orlando, we got to see Hulk Hogan. Okay, we've had contestants from The Biggest Loser on the challenge on our stage. In October, Dawn and I stood on stage, and we had the opportunity and the privilege to tell our story. But the story of Sam and Dawn, the story of Edgar, the story of Sami, the story of Chris, all the many stories inside our Team ViHOPE family, those are just the stories of ViSalus and the challenge. So please join us at NST and be a part of the story with us. There will be something for everyone in Orlando. For the new person who's never been before, at this event, at NST, it will be a revelation of what is possible. For the rest of us, NST is our home. And I could say, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you at NST in Orlando. Be inspired and be inspiring to others. This call is officially over, gang.